Hey there, welcome back to the channel. I'm Brian, and in today's video we're going to be looking at board 004 right here. So as you can see, I've already been replacing some chips. I thought I was recording, and it turns out I wasn't recording. So you lost the troubleshooting video there, but I will tell you this. When I turned this board on, it was reporting 0 ASICS. So what I did, I just simply shorted the RO to the 1.8 volt for that domain, and I started at 30. 30 didn't work. I went down to 20. Where's 20? So I started here at 30. And I shorted to that right there. Let me show you on the microscope. So right there, that's chip 30. All right, and so what I did that's chip 31. This is chip 30. So what I did is I shorted the RO, which on the S17 Plus is the center of the test points, and I went to the 1.8 volt right there. Now since this is at the changing domains, I went ahead and went to the 1.8 volt on the next domain over. So I got the 1.8 volt from chip 31. Notice that it comes out, the 1.8 volt comes right out of pin 16. Okay, so when shorting to 30 didn't work, I went down to 20. That didn't work, I went down to 10. Still didn't work. I went down to 5 and it worked. So then I came back up 6, 7, 8, 9. That all worked. When I jumped for 10 here, it quit working. It told me 0 ASICS. But if I went back to 9 right here, it worked. 9 ASICS. I replaced chip 10. It worked for a little bit. I did the same process. I said 10, 20, 20 was no good. So I went to 15. 15 was good. I went to 16. It was good. I tried 17. No good. So that's what I did, and I kept doing this all the way. I got to 40. So that was let's see, that was a fourth chip because I had to replace 35. Replaced 40, and all of a sudden, poof, 65 chips. Let's just check it. That was last night. Let's just check it and make sure it still works. Okay, there we go. 65 ASICS. Good to go. All right, so all the values are good. 39 to 43. That's all good. I'm ready to put the little nuts on, slap the heat sinks on, and throw this thing in a miner. Hold on just a second. Let me show you something when I come back over here. You can see it. You can see it right there. See that chip I marked with the red mark, and this one right here? I'm marking these chips. Turn that off. There we go. I marked these chips because they have pretty good sized divots in them. Let me just show you what I'm talking about. This is chip 31. The top of the chip is pretty messed up. It's chipped up pretty bad, and that's because the heat sink of the old style heat sink popped off this chip and took a little bit of the chip with it. Likewise, this one right here, it's got a similar thing, but this one under the microscope, when I look really close, it looks like it's cracking the chip. So I'm going to go ahead and take this chip off. That's 11 and 31. I'll take those chips off real quick. All right, so I'm back. I've got the 2 chips replaced. All right, and let's just check for 65 chips. Uh-oh. This is why I always check. All right, well, we know, I know that when I put 2 chips on, so maybe I messed up one of the chips. Let me get my jumpers. The first and easiest thing to do is let's just jump around 30 there. Okay, no good there. Let's jump here to 10. Now I'm really confused. We'll try 2. Okay, I got 2. Let's try 5. I got 5. I've got 8. Oh, actually, I got 6, 7, 8. Ooh. Got 8. I don't have 9. All right, so this is the challenge with these boards, is that because of the way that they were the bad solder joints from the factory, sometimes you'll heat up one spot and you'll cause a problem in another. So let me take out number 9 there. We'll replace it. Looks like it's just about cooled off there, chip 9. I'm just curious, when you're soldering and desoldering chips and working on electronics, do you find it easier to solder in the morning, afternoon, like after lunch, or after dinner, late at night? What's your favorite time to do solder work like this? Comment down below. Let me know what it works for you. Me, my best time is any time I can get on the bench. All right, let's test this out. Okay. What do we have? I'll let that cool off for a little bit more. There we go. All right, now I got number 9 going. May just need a reflow 10. Let me reflow 10. Okay, that reflow went pretty easy. Let me go ahead and hit the tester. Let's see. Oh, hit the tester. And see what we get. Ah, good. 65 chips. Let's do a little bit of low voltage testing. There we go. Let's just see if we find any shaky chips down there. Nope. All right, that's good. Very good, very good. All right. Go ahead and run the temp sense test. All right, there we go. We've got 4 sensors all reading good. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go ahead and clean off the top of the chips. Some of these chips, there's a little bit of solder on them. So I'm going to get them nice and flat, and then I'll start mounting the nuts. Then we put this in an alcohol bath, put on the heat sink, and go to the miner. Just like that. Maybe a little bit longer. All right, so nice little guide. makes it easier to line up the spots, and it's flexible because you see where I put the tape, but if you're using a different set of heat sinks that maybe have different mounting points, you can pull the row out that you want. So that's what I did here. All right, let's pop it off. Should be pretty good to pop off. There we go. Got to clean that up. I'll do that in just a little bit. FYI, I do not soak this. I simply wipe it off. I don't want to soak this and get this material loose. All right, let's find out if we've got a working board still. 65 chips. Hot dog. All right, and let's just run a temp test. There we go. All the temperature sensors are in place. So with this being the case, I'm going to get this in an alcohol bath, get all the flux off the board, get it cleaned up. While I'm letting that soak, I will go split the heatsink. Back in a bit. All right, board's cleaned up. Got all my little screws here on the side ready to go. I got my heatsink split. So all we have to do now, you guessed it, let's test it. 65 chips, that's good. It made it through all of the cleaning and the heat sinking and everything else. So what I'm going to do is put the heatsink grease on. Now, if you watched a recent video where I was trying to change heatsink grease to a new brand, my Noctua, and this does fine, except I didn't get a good test on it. So here's what I'm going to do. I know that this is the hot side of the board, so I'm going to use the Noctua on the hot side of the board, and I'm going to use the cheaper stuff on the cool side of the board. All right, there you go, all done. Now, before I forget, if you're interested in finding this stencil that I used, which really saved me some time, helped me to get better joints soldered, or if you're interested in the Gen 2 version of these upgraded heat sinks, links will be down in the description. Follow the link to brianrecommends.tech. That's where I put everything that I use on this channel and in my daily work on the bench. I put all the things that I use on there. It's links to other sites, so try that out. You know it's coming, right? All right, let's test it one more time. All right, that's good. 65 chips. Let's just make sure that the temperature sensors work. I don't know why they wouldn't. Boom. Four sets of temperature values. So we're good to go. All right. I'm going to take this, get it off into the miner, and we're going to see what it does. This is board 004. Woo! All right. So looking in this miner. So this is my test miner, and the top board here is the board 001. I've just kind of left it in my test miner as opposed to putting it back in the main miner that it belongs in, because there's a domain that goes out at a certain low voltage. So I want to get that fixed, right? I don't want to put in a lame board, but I just wanted it hashing for a little while at the way it was. So it's board 001 is chain 1 there. Board chain 2 is the new board 004 that we just finished today in today's video. Now, what I want to point out, look at the difference that the Noctua heatsink grease made. Temp sense 4 there on the hot side of the chip, or a hot side of the board. Normally, that's the hottest spot on the board, as you can see with the board above it. 81 for board 01, 70 with the Noctua thermal paste. Look at temp sense 2, 67 with the Noctua paste versus 74 with the high 510. That's a pretty good setup right there. I think I'm probably going to continue to put the Noctua on the hot side of the board and use the high 510 on the low side of the board, the cooler side of the board. If I flip over, you can see here chain frequency, chain number 1 running at 500 megahertz, and this is the board. So there is a weak chip, chip 57. I'll have to replace that at some point. But I'm going to test this further and just see what happens with this board. But for right now, this board is hashing. This board's working. Another board added to the farm. Hey, check out one of these other videos. Yeah, that is if I got the ending screen right. Let me know what you think about this board repair. Is this how you would love every board to go? Right? You find a few bad chips, you replace them. You put the updated heatsink on the board and you throw it in a miner and it just works. That's the way I would love every board. Fun part about this board, this was a no-fix board from a repair shop. And in one afternoon, essentially, I got it working. That's pretty cool. Thanks so much for watching. I hope to see you real soon.